Most golf instruction videos on the short game are played from very perfect lies. Well, this is far from it. We're going to show you 3 really challenging shots around the greens that you probably don't want to be in, but you're going to find yourself in these situations sooner or later. We're going to show you which club you should use from these tough shots, get yourself out of trouble around the greens, and keep those double and triple bogeys off your card. G'day golfers, I'm Glenn Haynes. Welcome to Aussie Golf Pros, where we help you be the best golfer you can be. Quite often when you miss the green, you're going to be in a situation you're not particularly comfortable with. Like this one. So very tight lie, very short grass. Sure, tour pro's going to flip out a sand wedge or a lob wedge, and it's a fairly easy shot for them. But if you're not confident in getting a sand wedge underneath the golf ball when the lie is tight or if the ground's really firm, then there are better options. A lot of golfers will putt this, and that's fine, but judging a putt is difficult. You've got to hit the putt quite hard. So I'm going to show you a shot with a 7-iron, a chip and run, that is literally just going to run along the ground all the way. A lot of people will be tempted to go with a 4 or 5-iron. Don't. You're going to get better contact with a 7 or an 8-iron. It gives you an opportunity to trap the ball and get better contact. We want ball first and then turf contact with this. I'm going to play it off my back foot, and I'm going to close the face down so that we can keep that ball low. We want it low and running. It's easier to judge from this type of lie. And I'm going to play a little hook shot here. It's off the back foot, so make sure that I can get the ball, then the turf, that little trap shot, little punch. And I'm going to hook it a little bit so the club's going to come inside, and I'm going to put some hook spin on it, and that'll get it rolling through that grass as well. Now, you don't need to hit this very hard. Because of the low trajectory and because of the hook spin, it's going to run quite a lot, so you don't need to hit it very hard at all. To me, that's a lot easier to judge the distance than a putt, and obviously it's a lot safer if you're not too confident about getting a sand wedge on that ball with this type of tight or firm lie. We've all found ourselves in this situation. Missed the green, short-sighted myself, the green's running away from me, and I have an awful lie. I have this big clump of grass behind the golf ball. Playing a flop shot from here is very difficult because you can't get the spin on the shot because there's so much grass behind the ball. So if I have a go with my 60-degree lob wedge here, and this is not how I'd play this, so let's see if I can fluff it out of there. And it's very easy to just hack it or even blade it across the green. So a safer option, I'd love to putt it, but there's too much grass behind the golf ball. So what we're going to do is putt it with a hybrid. So a hybrid is going to work much better than a putter out of this sort of lie because of the shape of the club. We've got this nice rounded sole, got a little bit of loft, and it's going to be much more effective when you have a clump of grass behind the ball, or even just a bad lie in general when you want to putt it. So let's pop the ball there up against that frog here. So we're going to hit this like a putt. So it's a lot longer than the putter, so I'm going to hold down the grip, bend my elbows a little bit, but I'm essentially going to use a putting grip, and I'm going to just try to hit the middle or even the top section of the golf ball. And that's going to work much better than the putter because of the shape and just that little bit of loft. And we want this ball rolling. It's not a chip. I'm not trying to get underneath it, and that's the whole point of playing this. It's safer. I'd love to putt it, but it's just the lie's just not good enough to be able to putt. You've got to fluff it or double hit it. I'm going to hover the club up off the grass because I'm not trying to get underneath this. I just want to make some contact with the golf ball and just hit it like a putt. It's more powerful than a putter, so you don't need to hit it very hard, and you're not necessarily going to get it close, but you keep those double bogeys and triple bogeys off your card, and that's the whole point in having different options around the green rather than just reaching for the sand wedge or lob wedge every time. We've saved the most challenging shot till last, the N.I.T.B.Y, not in the bunker yet. I'm just outside the bunker, terrible sandy lie, the ball's sitting down, and the mistake a lot of golfers make is that they try to chip it, try to make good contact, and they either fluff it or blade it into the bunker, or even worse, they panic and they go for the big long flop shot, and the lie's just not good enough for that. It's too low percentage. That's a really soft surface, so we're going to use that to our advantage. And this can work from really wet lies as well. we're going to play this a little bit like a bunker shot. We know the lie is not very good, so we're not going to make very good contact. So we're actually going to hit this shot heavy. I'm going to hit the grass and the sand an inch or so behind the golf ball and play it a little bit like a bunker shot. It won't be quite as powerful because it's not as soft as a bunker, and you really have to ascertain your lie to see how much energy you need. But we're going to play a little mini splash shot here, almost like a bit of a drop kick. So the contact's not going to be very good, but it's going to work as long as we're shallow. We don't want to go too deeply into it, it'll chunk into the bunker. But if we can keep it shallow and use the bounce of the club, we're going to get the bottom of the club bouncing through that soft sand, and we're going to get some sort of result out of it. Okay, might not be close to the hole, but it's going to get on the green and give us our chance of our par. So I'm going to open the club face a little bit and make sure the grip is back, so we're adding bounce to the shot. I don't want to be forward and trying to hit down into this. This is going to be a bit of a chunk and run shot, and let's use the bottom of the club. Nice and shallow. And you can see it's just a chunk and run, it's just a fluff. I didn't really make much contact with the ball at all, but it worked. A little bit longer swing than a chip, but not as long a swing as a bunker shot. And this can really get you out of trouble. Take some practice, of course it does. Trying to get the right depth and hit enough of the sand. And it can be really useful out of the wet ground too. And don't try to make good contact. The lie just isn't good enough for that. Just fluff it and get yourself back in play. Now you may very well fluff that last shot into the bunker and find yourself with a tricky sand shot to negotiate. Watch this video next and learn how to cope with those tricky bunker shots. There's your free training guide. The link is in the description. All of the notes from today's lesson all packaged up together for you free. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to your company next week. Are you the best golfer you can be?